What if I told you that everything you see, every star, every planet, every galaxy makes up less than 5% of the universe? That the other 95% is completely invisible, a cosmic shadow that scientists are desperately trying to understand? And what if the ancient sages of India described this invisible reality thousands of years ago, calling it by a name that now stands at the entrance of the world's most advanced physics laboratory? At CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research in Switzerland, home to the Large Hadron Collider, where scientists hunt for the God particle, there stands a massive statue. It's not of Einstein, Newton, or Hawking. It's a statue of Shiva, the Hindu deity, in his form as Nataraja, the Lord of the Dance. Why would the world's most cutting-edge scientific institution honor an ancient symbol of cosmic destruction and creation? Because they recognize something profound. The dance of Shiva, the Tandava, isn't just mythology. It's a metaphor for what physicists are discovering about the very fabric of reality. Today, we're going to explore one of the most mind-bending connections between ancient wisdom and modern science. The concept of Shiva and its uncanny parallels with black holes, dark matter, and the mysterious forces that govern our universe. By the end of this video, you'll never look at the night sky the same way again. If you're ready to explore the unknown, hit that subscribe button. Let's start with a simple question. What is reality? For most of us, reality is what we can see, touch, and measure. It's the physical world. But here's the problem. Science has discovered that the physical universe is just the tip of the iceberg. A very small tip. In 1998, two separate teams of astronomers made a discovery that would win them the Nobel Prize and fundamentally change our understanding of the cosmos. They were observing distant supernovas exploding stars and expected to see the universe's expansion slowing down due to gravity. Instead, they found something shocking. The expansion was accelerating. Something was pushing the universe apart. Something invisible. Something they call dark energy. Here's where it gets even stranger. When scientists calculate the total mass and energy of the universe, here's what they find. Only about 5% is made up of the ordinary matter we can see, the stars, planets, and everything else in your daily life. 27% is dark matter, an invisible substance that exerts gravity but doesn't interact with light. And 68% is dark energy. This mysterious force that's causing the universe to expand faster and faster. Think about that for a moment. 95% of reality is invisible to us. We're living in a universe where the vast majority of what exists is completely hidden. Modern science is literally trying to understand the shadow universe. Now, this is where the ancient wisdom becomes fascinating, because the sages of India described something remarkably similar thousands of years ago. They called it Maya, the illusion of physical reality. They said that what we perceive with our senses is just a fraction of what actually exists. And they gave this transcendent, invisible reality a name, Shiva. Let's explore what they meant. In the ancient Vedic tradition, Shiva is known by many names and forms. But at his essence, Shiva represents something profound. Etymologically, the word Shiva means that which is not. It refers to the absolute primordial vacuum, the sourceless darkness from which all creation emerges. It's the unmanifest field of pure potential, the invisible foundation upon which everything we see is built. Modern astrophysicists call this invisible foundation dark matter and dark energy. The ancient sages called it Parashiva, the transcendent reality beyond all forms. Now let's look at the creation story. In Hindu cosmology, before anything existed, There was only stillness, an infinite, silent void. Then, from this stillness, movement began. This primordial vibration is called spanda, the cosmic throb. It's the interface where stillness becomes movement. And who is the embodiment of spanda? Shiva. The creation myth tells us that Shiva began to dance the Tandava, the cosmic dance of creation and destruction. In this dance, he holds a small hourglass-shaped drum called a damaru. As he beats it, the sound of creation begins. Each beat weaves the matrix of life, dynamically creating the universe in a series of sound vibrations. The ancient texts, specifically the Maheshwara Sutra, describe how these 42 sound vibrations unfolded from the quantum field like the Big Bang itself, birthing everything from the mind to the breath to the physical elements of creation. The world, they said, was created by sound vibration. But here's what's remarkable. In May 2022, NASA released the sound of a supermassive black hole in the Perseus cluster, 250 million light-years away. Using a technique called sonification, they scaled up the subaudible frequencies emitted by the black hole a B-flat note 57 octaves below middle C so humans could hear it. What did they hear? A deep, continuous cosmic drone. The sound of a black hole. The Vedic sages called this Nada Brahma, the universe as sound. They described the primordial vibration as Anahata Nada, the unstruck sound that creates reality. They even outlined a cosmological chain. From the absolute silence of Turiya, the sound Om emerges dash for creation, U for sustenance, and M for dissolution. This vibration creates space, then gas, then energy, then liquids, then physical matter. They understood that matter is just sound at its lowest frequency and highest density. Now let's connect this to Shiva's form as Nataraja. In the famous bronze sculptures, Shiva dances inside a ring of fire, the Prabha Mandala, or circle of fire. Within this ring, he performs the Tandava, holding the damaru drum in one hand and fire in the other. The damaru represents creation. The fire represents dissolution. The dance itself represents the continuous cycle of the universe, birth, death, and rebirth. Scientists now understand that black holes and the Big Bang are essentially the same process in reverse. The Big Bang was creation, the expansion of everything from a single point of infinite density. Black holes are dissolution, the collapse of matter into a singularity of infinite density, where the known laws of physics break down. In other words, Shiva's dance is the cosmic cycle of expansion and contraction. The damaru's beat is the Big Bang. The fire is the black hole. And all of this happens within the vast invisible reality, what we call dark matter and dark energy, what the sages called Parashiva. This isn't just poetry. It's a framework that modern science is beginning to validate. Now let's get into the science. And I want to be careful here. This is where the connection between ancient wisdom and modern physics becomes truly fascinating, but we need to respect both the science and the philosophy. Let's start with black holes. A black hole is a region of space where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. They form when massive stars collapse in on themselves. At the center of a black hole is a singularity, a point where the density becomes infinite and the laws of physics as we know them break down. But here's where it gets interesting. In Vedic cosmology, Shiva is sometimes called the destroyer, but in Sanskrit, destruction is laya, which more accurately means dissolution or absorption. It's not destruction in the sense of annihilation. It's the absorption of all forms back into the formless source. Now look at what happens when matter falls into a black hole. It's absorbed. The information about that matter isn't destroyed in fact, There's a major scientific debate about whether information is preserved in black holes, called the information paradox. But the matter itself, its physical form, is gone. It has returned to the invisible field. In the Bhagavata Purana, it's said that at the end of each cosmic cycle, Shiva drinks the poison that emerges from the ocean of creation and consumes the universe through the fire emanating from his third eye. The universe is then reabsorbed into the void from which it came. This is the cosmic equivalent of a black hole collapsing back into a singularity. Now let's talk about dark energy. In 1917, Albert Einstein introduced something called the cosmological constant, a mysterious repulsive force that he believed kept the universe from collapsing under its own gravity. He later called it his biggest blunder and abandoned it when Hubble discovered the universe was expanding. But here's the thing, Einstein was right. There was a repulsive force. We now call it the dark energy, and it's causing the expansion of the universe to accelerate. That invisible force that's pushing the universe apart, it's the same thing Einstein was trying to explain. Some scholars have drawn parallels between dark energy and the concept of Shiva as the source of cosmic expansion. In the ancient framework, Shiva is both the void and the movement within the void. The expansion of the universe, the creation of new space-time, the dance of galaxies, all of this is the activity of the divine source. Now, to be very clear, no scientist is saying that dark energy is Shiva. That would be a category error. Science describes mechanisms. Philosophy and spirituality explore meaning. But what we can say is that the Vedic sages understood something fundamental. Reality is not just what we see. There is an invisible substratum to existence, and modern physics has confirmed that. But here's what I find most compelling. In 2013, data from the Planck satellite gave us the most precise measurements yet of the universe's composition. 5% ordinary matter, 27% dark matter, 68% dark energy. And this is where the ancient texts become eerie. They described reality as Maya, the illusion, precisely because it's just a small fraction of the whole. The physical world isn't false or not real. It's just not the whole picture. It's like looking at the surface of a lake and thinking you know everything that's in the water. You can't see the depths. You can't see the life beneath. That's Maya. Not illusion, but partial perception. And that's exactly what modern cosmology is telling us. So what does this mean for your life? You're sitting in a room, surrounded by walls and furniture. You have a job, relationships, responsibilities. And I'm telling you that 95% of reality is invisible. What are you supposed to do with that information? Here's the practical truth. This knowledge can fundamentally change how you experience stress, anxiety, and the relentless pressure of modern life. When you understand that the physical world is just a surface, a fraction of what's actually there, you gain a different relationship with it. Think about the American obsession with hustle culture. The constant striving, the fear of missing out, the belief that you are what you achieve. This is Maya in its most powerful form, the illusion that the physical, measurable, external world is all that matters. But if you can internalize what we've discussed today, something shifts. The universe is vast beyond comprehension. It's mostly invisible. The physical world is a small expression of something much larger. And so are you. Your anxiety, your stress, your failures, your achievements, they're all part of the surface. They're not the whole story. Here's a simple practice. Take 5 minutes each morning to sit in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe. And as you breathe, reflect on this idea. You are not just your body, your job, your relationships. You are connected to something vast and invisible, the same substratum that underlies all of existence. The ancient sages called it Atma, the eternal soul. It's your true essence beyond thoughts and personality. When you feel stressed during the day, pause for just a moment. Remember that the physical world you're reacting to is only a fraction of what is. The crisis you're facing might not be as all-consuming as it seems. Take a breath. You are, at your deepest level, part of the dance. It doesn't solve your problems, but it changes how you hold them. So let's bring it all together. Modern science tells us that the visible universe is less than 5% of what exists. The rest is invisible dark matter and dark energy, forces we can detect but not fully understand. Ancient Vedic wisdom tells us that physical reality is Maya, a partial perception of a much larger whole. It describes Shiva as the source of both creation and dissolution, the void from which all emerges and to which all returns. The connections aren't literal equations, but the resonance is undeniable. The sages described a universe that science is only now beginning to map. They spoke of sound as the creative force, and NASA has recorded the sound of a black hole. They spoke of cosmic cycles of expansion and contraction, and we now know about dark energy accelerating the universe's expansion. This isn't about proving that ancient Indians knew science. That's a misunderstanding. It's about recognizing that human beings, across cultures and millennia, have glimpsed something true about reality. And that truth is this: what we see is not all there is. There are depths we haven't explored. There are layers of reality we can sense but not yet measure. So here's my question for you. If the universe is 95% invisible, what else might you be missing? What parts of your life, your relationships, your own consciousness might be hidden from your everyday awareness? What would change if you started to look for them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read them, and I want to hear what you think. If this video expanded your mind, hit like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to Nature and Soul to join us on this journey from the surface of reality into its depths. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we're going to go even deeper. We'll explore what quantum physics has to say about the soul's journey, entanglement, non-locality, and the possibility that consciousness itself is woven into the fabric of the universe. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay curious, stay open, and remember, you are part of something far greater than the surface of your daily life.